Are you thinking about doing some of these gig apps, DoorDash, Walmart Spark, UberEats, Grubhub, ones like that? Or are you new? Well, I got some news for you. Stick around. So you may be getting on YouTube and watching some of these content creators talking about all the money that they make and how the possibility is there to make a full-time income off these gig apps. Well, I got one question for you to ask them. How long have they been doing it, and are they still making the same money they were 1 year ago or longer? I can almost guarantee you all those drivers and content creators that have been doing this for a while are not making anywhere near what they were making. Why? Simple. The majority of the people that made the majority of their money made it during the pandemic when people couldn't get out, things like that. So these apps were banging, and then you get orders like this, $13.50, and that's for 2.1 miles. Horrible. The thing of it is, if you've been doing DoorDash and these food delivery apps, and not so much as like Walmart Spark, and you looked at that and you thought $13.50 for 2.1 miles? That's fantastic. The thing to remember though, on like Walmart Spark, is you're not going to get another order. Like with DoorDash, man, $13.50 would be a banging order on DoorDash, but you can get 2, 3, sometimes 4 of those in an hour. If you're moving over to like the Spark app because you're used to doing delivery and you've been doing DoorDash and you're thinking $13.50 or whatever it was, $14 for 2 orders. It's ridiculous. 4.9 miles. And this is what I'm talking about. Like if you was doing DoorDash and say that was a stacked order, absolutely. I would be all over that. The thing of it is, what separates Walmart Spark from DoorDash, so keep in mind, if you're a DoorDash driver and you're wanting to switch over to Walmart Spark because you see these big pays, or you've just switched over and you're thinking, I'm so used to making $2.50 and $4 for a delivery and they're paying $14 for just 2 deliveries. That was a quick one, $23, and it was gone before the notification sound even quit. It was a first come, first serve. But what I'm saying is, if you are doing DoorDash or if you're coming over from DoorDash and you're seeing these orders, what you have to remember, and I think this is one of the big issues of the new Spark drivers, or the newer Spark drivers, is they're used to seeing those $2 and $4 deliveries. It popped up again, same order, and boom, must be something wrong with it because somebody dropped it real quick and then they put it back out and then somebody took it. We'll see if it comes back up. A lot of times there'll be an issue with that order, like maybe a 85-inch TV or it's a 2 or 3 cases of water going to upstairs apartment. But what I'm saying is, if you're used to making $2.50, $4 or whatever on a DoorDash order, and you see these orders, you're thinking, wow, that's great. But what you have to remember, and this is where I think everybody, or maybe not everybody, but a lot of people are getting a little confused about. These Spark orders is going to take you about 1 hour, maybe 45 minutes, and odds of you getting 2 orders in 1 hour and being back here to get a 3rd order on that next hour are very slim. It can be done, and it has been done, and I've done it. Just don't happen very often unless you have a shopping order that's like 3 or 4 items and it's just going right down the road. Then you can get that done and you can get back up here before the next hour of round robin's coming out. A good rule of thumb to keep in mind is whatever that order is on Walmart Spark, whatever it's paying is how much you're going to make for that hour. Now here's something else that a lot of new drivers or drivers coming over from DoorDash and stuff, on the food delivery, a lot of times you're shooting for $1 to $2 a mile. That's great. But there again, you're getting 3 or 4 orders in an hour doing food delivery. You're not going to get that on Spark. Where Spark is better, in my opinion, is you're going to drive less miles for the same amount of money. Like that $23 order, whatever it was, I don't know. We saw it pop up, or I saw it pop up. Y'all heard the notification. It may be 4 miles, okay? So you're going to make $23 for 4 miles. Now, if you take, say, 3 DoorDashes within that hour, and they're $4.50, and they're like a couple of miles each, well, you're going to actually drive a couple of extra miles for less money doing DoorDash. And that's not always the case. There's some good DoorDash orders, but we all know if you have been doing this for a while, we all know that those big banging orders are very few and far between. Used to, they were. So people, the whole point of this video is people that are new or thinking about doing this, you really need to think about it, because what you're hearing a lot of the content creators and a lot of these other fellow DoorDashers and Sparkers and everybody, the ones that's been doing it for a while, hear them talking about all the money that they made. Well, if you talk to them personally, like one-to-one, face-to-face, they're going to say, not no more. And the majority of your long-term drivers, the ones that started like before the pandemic, the majority of them, not all of them, but the majority of them have got other sources of income. And that's the whole thing. You can't make the money on these apps that you did even a year ago, 2 years ago, no questioning about it. But even a year ago, the pandemic was a bad situation. We all know that. But as far as this gig type work, it was fantastic. You could make some money. People bought new cars, and some people had probably made enough to more than halfway pay that car off, and some of them may have paid their car off and paid off other bills and stuff, because you could really make some good money. I'm not saying you're going to become a millionaire, but it was nothing to make a grand a week, even in a slower market like mine. You could make $800 to $1,000 a week. Now you're lucky to make $500 to $600 a week. So it's about half. And if you'll talk to somebody if you don't know and see what they used to make, and just make you a little flow chart, you're going to see it taking a downhill trend. What do we got? It's that $23 order. Let's see if it'll give us the opportunity to look. Okay, here we go. The first order is going to a house, 7 items. I don't know if y'all could saw that. I didn't see it. Eggs, a couple of 24 packs of sodas. The second order that's going to the apartment, I don't know really why somebody would have took that and kicked it back. Look at it again. Maybe I missed something. No, I didn't really miss anything. This is from the other Walmart, not the one that I'm at, but offer no longer available. See, don't take too long to study these, but always look to see what's on that order before you take it, because you may be sorry you took it. It may have 4 cases of water going upstairs. So don't be so quick just to hit accept. That's fine to do occasionally, because you can always cancel the order. You can drop it. But if you do that very much, it'll go against you, and that can get you deactivated. Acceptance rating, no. But them other metrics, yes, they can get you deactivated. So be careful. But just keep in mind that if you're new to Spark, you're probably going to be making money. If you're new to DoorDash, you're probably going to be making good money. But all that's going to come to an end pretty quick. I've had a lot of people say, what is happening? I just started in January, February, March, and into April. I was making good money, but it's just been going downhill ever since. That old thing that a lot of you hear some of the content creators saying, the honeymoon phase, that's a fact. It is a fact. So make it while you can. Get in there, make it, and then don't think that's going to keep coming in like that. Those orders are going to keep coming in like that, because they're not. Can you still make money doing these gig apps? So far, yes. If it keeps on the current trend it's on, no. This time next year, you're going to have something else to bring in the money in. But it will help, but it's not going to pay the bills like it has been in the past. And that's the whole thing, is everybody thinks that some of these big content creators you see, they got nice things and they've made good money, and they talk about how good it was. The key word is was, because what was isn't no more. It's still okay, but it's not great. And I'm kind of getting sidetracked here and there with these orders and stuff, so I don't know if I covered that mileage thing or not, but like that drawer is hot. Get you one of these, it'll help. And fans, I got it turned off because of the noise. But if you're shooting for $1 to $2 a mile, that is a valid way of thinking on food delivery. Get your $1 to $2 a mile. That's a valid way to look at that, regardless of pay, as long as it's paying that what you need to make for the miles. But like on the Spark apps, and maybe shipped, I don't really know about them others. I can just speak for Spark. You can't really go by that. Well, as long as I make $1.50 a mile, you can't really go by that because these orders are not the same. Food delivery orders, you can get multiple orders per hour. Spark, 90% of the time you're not going to. Occasionally you might get 2 in an hour, but a lot of times, even if you get 2 hour, that's going to kind of mess you up for your next hour, because nowadays you pretty much have to be in the Walmart parking lot or real close to get a good order when they first come out, because what it does, it will send it out to proximity. Walmart Spark tells you that proximity matters, and it does, because it will send it out, say, right here in the parking lot. And then it'll send, if nobody here in the parking lot takes it, then it'll go out a half a mile. Nobody takes it there, then it'll go out a mile. And then it keeps going out until somebody takes it. The proximity does matter. Now, I have heard some people saying that the managers don't like what they refer to as campers sitting in the parking lot. But the only way you're going to get these orders in most markets, maybe not all markets, some people are still able to sit at home and get orders. And there is, supposedly, I haven't seen it, I've just been kind of hearing about it, some kind of GPS tricker or something that makes the app think that you're here, but you're really not here. But let me tell you, I've seen screenshots of notifications from Spark going directly to the driver's phone that they are suspected of using those to manipulate the system, and that will get you deactivated. So if you are hearing about those, and if you want to try them, or if you're using them, you've been warned. If you watch this video, and probably other people, but you've been warned, because you can be deactivated. And it's just like people that used to use the airplane mode. There were several people I read on Reddit that got deactivated for using it because they were warned and they continued to use it. Yes, we're independent contractors per se, really not, but that's how they have us categorized, whatever. But in all reality, they control us. We don't control all the aspects of the orders. The only thing that we control is whether we take the order or not, or whether we turn the app on or not. Other than that, we have no control. You don't have control over when you work. Yeah, I mean, I could take off right now and go fishing or go home, take a nap or whatever, but I'm not going to make no money. So demand dictates when you're going to work. Just like if you've ever worked retail, you know the first of the month, weekends, holidays, times like that is when you're going to make the money. So that's when they have the higher staff working, and these gig apps are the same thing. You work when they need you to work because the demand is high. You don't work exactly when you want to. You can, but if you're wanting to make the most money that you possibly can, you're going to work when the demand is there, and you have no control over that. So as far as having the flexibility of working when you want to and when you don't want to, depending on your financial circumstances, that could be true. But if you're like most and you have to pay the bills, you don't have a choice. You work when the work is there. Well, I'm fixing to wrap this up, but as you saw, Walmart Spark is not what it used to be. And I doubt I could even get on DoorDash. I tried last night and couldn't get on it. My camera shut off, so I had to, I don't think I put it back in there. Move it down a little bit. Anyway, the camera got hot. If you get a GoPro and you're going to use it outside during the summer, they tend to get overheated pretty quick. Granted, I do have mine in a mod case. It's for the mod case that you can use a microphone, so that's why mine gets a little hotter. It kind of cuts off the airflow around the GoPro so they get hotter, but they still get hot even without that mod. Now, one last thing that I was wanting to mention, if you're new to Spark, is if you're sitting on the side of the store out in the check-in spot and that order don't show up, you can cancel that order. Don't sit around there and wait too long. I would give it like 15 minutes, and if nobody is coming out, I would call them and make sure that that order has not been canceled or been picked up by another driver and it just didn't clear the system, or if they don't even have that order and they don't know why. I've heard that. They don't know why their order's not showing up on their system. Whatever the case is, don't sit around and wait too long, because the longer you sit there and wait for them to bring out an order that may not ever be coming out, you may be missing other orders that are coming out because you're not going to see them because you're tied up with that order. So just drop that order. Cut your losses. Drop the order. Does not count against you if you've been sitting there and drop it for long wait time. You don't have to call. You don't have to text them or nothing. Do the chat with driver support. You don't have to do none of that. You can go in the app and cancel the order, drop the order, whatever you want to call it, and just say long wait time. You don't want to be just sitting there waiting on an order that may or may not ever be there. So anyway, I hope this has been a little bit of help to you. Just keep in mind, this is not DoorDash. So when you see these $6.50 and $8, $9 orders, oh, that was another. Let me throw this in there real quick. On incentives, if they offer you an incentive, what you need to do is take that amount and divide it by the number of orders that they're wanting you to get and see what each order actually is if you meet that incentive. The majority of them are going to be $3. Occasionally you might see one for $4 or $5. But think about that. They're going to be $3 extra per order. So if you're taking a $6.50 order, that only makes it $9.50, which means $9.50 in most cases is what you're going to make for that hour. Now, is that an incentive? It certainly isn't to me. Now, it may work out where you're getting some good orders and you wind up getting the incentive anyway, and that's great. I did it the other day. Didn't even, because I don't look at the incentives. I could care less about them because most of them are garbage. But I did hit it. But not because I was taking lowball orders to hit it, because I was chasing that incentive. A lot of people are chasing these incentives, and you're actually losing money because you're going to take a $6.50 order in hopes to getting that incentive. But if you took that $6.50 order, if you'd have waited just a few more minutes, you might have got a $16 to $20 order. You might have got a $25 or $30 shopping order. But you want to take that incentive and get that extra $3. Just do the math, folks. It's simple. But anyway, that's all I got. I hope it's helped, and I hope y'all are making some money and enjoying whatever it is you're doing. And remember, don't depend on these apps, because what they were is not what they are anymore. They're still okay, but they're not great anymore. Most of them not even good. And of course, it's market dependent. We all hear that. We all know that. But it's a fact. Don't stress it if you're not making the money that some people say they're making, because a lot of those people that say they're making this amount of money will offer no proof of that. And if they offer the proof of that, they may be offering the proof that they had last year. Because there was a huge difference between 22 and 21 and 20 and 19 and all that than what there is in 23. 2023 is what I'm referring to. So anyway, don't depend on them. Use them to give you some extra time so you can be working on other things. Time that you spend sitting around waiting for an order, be doing something constructive.
That were there. Y'all saw in the last video, I told y'all that sometimes if it's not just worth it, I'm gonna just throw in the towel. So that's exactly what I did. And I was just like focusing on other stuff to make me some money.
Waiting on a Spark order. Even if it's just watching YouTube, learn how to do something else. Whatever. But don't just let life go by thinking that you're going to get rich off these apps, because it's not going to happen. It's like thinking you're going to become a millionaire by going to the casino. It's not going to happen unless you own the casino. Which I don't think anybody watching this is going to own a casino. Anyway, that's it, folks. I'm going to probably go over here to Taco Casa, get something to eat, go to the bathroom. If nothing comes up, I may go fishing, because it just is not a good day for Spark. I'll probably try to turn on DoorDash. Doubt I can get on, but anyway, y'all enjoy life. Y'all keep smiling, dashing, dancing, prancing, doing whatever it is you want to do. Just keep doing something, because you're going to grow old if you don't. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.